Let's go ahead and see. I'm so sorry, guys. Um, so what do we have? Do we need more time? Okay, check, knocked, exhaust, call, pass, looked, reserved. Okay. All right, Amar. So thank you so much. So let's see. We have called on the third one. I will show you like the answers so that you can compare. And even if you have questions, go ahead and don't hesitate to tell me, okay? So here you go. These are the words. So decided, right? Exhausted. It goes on the first column. And then we have checked, knocked, looked, passed. And then called, reserved. So it is maybe in a way difficult, and especially if we're practicing our English, that we will notice like we won't stop and think, oh, this ends with this consonant vowel, therefore we have to say it like this. No, right? But as the way time goes by, you will start noticing maybe a pattern. You will say, oh, this word should be pronounced this way, and it will become more aware for you guys. So let's go ahead and move on to the next part. And let's now go to unit 12.4. Those were basically the main things that I want for you to take a look at. And this part, or 12.4, is about an anecdote about a life lesson. Okay? So what we will do is we'll listen to a talk from Tasha Roberts. However, we are going to listen to some details in regards to her talk, okay? Before that, just by looking at the picture, on this two picture, what is your prediction? What do you think she will be talking about? What prediction can you make? Ismael.
Maybe about accidents.
Okay, maybe she's gonna talk about something about related to accidents or even coffee, right? We can see here some coffee spilled on the table. So let's go ahead and see what does she talk about. And well, this is a talk that we're going to listen to. So let's see what was the example that Tasha gave and the other example that she gave, and what's the main point she illustrates with this example. So what is her purpose on explaining us guys these examples that she will mention, okay? So let's go ahead and play this audio. It is 1 minute 40, but let's take a look on what was the other example and the main point, the purpose or the reason why she illustrates those examples. So let's listen carefully and answer the questions.
Lesson 12.4, page 124. Exercises 1B and 1C.
We are constantly learning little lessons. It's happening all the time. You tell a joke and no one laughs. You learned a lesson. You decide never to tell that joke again. You put a cup of coffee near your computer. It spills and ruins everything on your desk. You learned a lesson. You start drinking your coffee somewhere else. But how many of these lessons stay with us? How many are really life lessons? I say very few. Sure, we can change temporarily, for a short time, before we go back to our old ways. My father always said that he was a creature of habit, doing the same things in the same way. I think we're all a little like that. Remember that spilled cup of coffee? It was mine. The next day, I drank my coffee at the kitchen table with the best intentions. I wanted and planned to change. That lasted for about a week. Then, without realizing it, I was drinking coffee at my desk again. Did I learn a lesson? No, I did not. So, what's the secret? How do we actually learn lessons and change our behavior? By the end of this talk, you'll know how to make little lessons turn into life lessons. And you'll be able to stop telling that same bad joke.
Okay, so what was the other example aside the one from the coffee that she gave?
Can you replay the audio one more time, teacher?
Of course, yes. So let's focus on what was the other example and what was the main point or the purpose that why she illustrated with those examples. Okay, there we go.
Lesson 12.4, page 124. Exercises 1B and 1C.
We are constantly lessons. It's happening all the time. You tell a joke and no one laughs. You learned a lesson. You decide never to tell that joke again. You put a cup of coffee near your computer. It spills and ruins everything on your desk. You learned a lesson. You start drinking your coffee somewhere else. But how many of these lessons stay with us? How many are really life lessons? I say very few. Sure, we can change temporarily, for a short time, before we go back to our old ways. My father always said that he was a creature of habit, doing the same things in the same way. I think we're all a little like that. Remember that spilled cup of coffee? It was mine. The next day, I drank my coffee at the kitchen table with the best intentions. I wanted and planned to change. That lasted for about a week. Then, without realizing it, I was drinking coffee at my desk again. Did I learn a lesson? No, I did not. So, what's the secret? How do we actually learn lessons and change our behavior? By the end of this talk, you'll know how to make little lessons turn into life lessons. And you'll be able to stop telling that same bad joke.
Okay, so what was it? What was that other example that she gave? And we have Aaron and then Ismael.
The example she gave us, it was about the learning lessons. Uh, the first example was when you talk a joke and nobody and nobody loved it. You learn a lesson to not tell the same joke again. When you put a coffee near to computer and the coffee drops by, you learn a lesson and to not put the coffee near the computer again. So
All right, excellent. Sorry about that. But yes, you are completely right. So it was about the spilling of coffee on the computer, but also she gave about when you talk about you tell about joke, right? And no one laughs. And then with these examples, what did she want to illustrate? What was the main point that she wanted to illustrate with those two examples? Go ahead, Ismail.
Maybe that we sometimes learn a lesson that it transforms in an habit, and other times it's a temporarily lesson.
Yes, so sometimes it is something can be temporary, but sometimes it's like how we learn from those lessons, right? However, sometimes we have the bad habit of committing the same mistakes again. So still, it is good to always be learning something. Now, there were some words like constantly, temporarily, creature of habit, and intention. So let's see how Tasha defined these words on her talk. So let's go ahead and complete the definition as you are listening to them. Okay. So I'm going to play the audio one more time, but this time you're going to focus on the definition of constantly, temporarily, a creature of habit, and intention. So here we go again.
Lesson 12.4, page 124. Exercises 1B and 1C.
We are constantly learning little lessons. It's happening all the time. You tell a joke and no one laughs. You learned a lesson. You decide never to tell that joke again. You put a cup of coffee near your computer. It spills and ruins everything on your desk. You learned a lesson. You start drinking your coffee somewhere else. But how many of these lessons stay with us? How many are really life lessons? I say very few. Sure, we can change temporarily, for a short time, before we go back to our old ways. My father always said that he was a creature of habit, doing the same things in the same way. I think we're all a little like that. Remember that spilled cup of coffee? It was mine. The next day, I drank my coffee at the kitchen table with the best intentions. I wanted and planned to change. That lasted for about a week. Then, without realizing it, I was drinking coffee at my desk again. Did I learn a lesson? No, I did not. So, what's the secret? How do we actually learn lessons and change our behavior? By the end of this talk, you'll know how to make little lessons turn into life lessons. And you'll be able to stop telling that same bad joke.
Okay, so let's see. Constantly means what? Ismael.
All right. Number one, it's constantly means something happens all the time.
All the time, right? Thank you. Temporarily. What about temporarily? David?
Temporarily means something happens for a short time.
For a short time, right? Yes. What about creature of habit? Are you a creature of habit? Jonathan.
A creature of habit is someone who is doing same things in the same way.
Same things in the same way, right? And intention. What is an intention? What about intention? For that one, Claudia?
Something you want or plan to change.
Okay, it can be something you want and plan to do or to change. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and go to the last part that I want for you to do. Obviously, we're not able to have time for everything. Um, we're not able to look at the text, but I encourage you to go back and read it. But here are sometimes when we are writing, guys, we tend to use the same words over and over. So why don't we try to kind of use different expressions? So for example, this taught me, which means I learned, right? Delay is to wait until the day before, until the last minute. Terrific, magnificent, presentation, talk. So for every word that we use, we will always find a synonym. And let me go ahead because I think this will be a great tool for you guys to have before you continue. I don't know if you might enroll to another type of how is it called? Um, program in English, or maybe you're just deciding to move on and do your own learning on your own time. But I think that this dictionary, let me helps you a lot. Whenever you don't want to say the same word and use the same one, um, you can always go back to that website, and then you just put the word, and then it will give you a lot of different ideas that you can use. So um, that can be another tool that you can have for yourself, guys. So anyways, what you will do right now, I will give 10 minutes maybe. Maybe if you need more time, it will be open the whole day. So I want for you to write an anecdote with an important lesson that you learned. Think about all those crazy stuff that you have done in life, but then think about that great lesson that they have left you. So I want for you to think that time that you change some sort of behavior because you learned something in the past. Instead of writing two paragraphs, I only need you to write only one. If you want to write more than one, it's obviously you're more than welcome. But try to not repeat as many words as possible. Try to come up with new words, new different ways of saying the same idea. Okay? One paragraph. I will open a, you can do it on Word document, you can do it on your notebook, on your phone, however you prefer, but it has to be one paragraph. And I will open an assignment for you guys so that you can turn in that paragraph on that assignment, okay? And then around 2:05, I will share with you the exam that I need you to do. This is not an exam that you have to that will affect your grade, or it's just a matter as research of knowing how satisfied and how well did you guys do over these three courses. Um, and I will need for you to take a screenshot once you're done, because that screenshot will give you zero point 0.5 decimals towards the lowest grade on your third evaluation. So it will be worth zero point 0.5 decimals for your grade, okay? So make sure to complete it because this can be something helpful, trust me. So let's go ahead and do our anecdote, and then I'll let you know more details about the last thing to do, okay? All right, I'm gonna make a small pause on this assignment. Obviously, it is open for the whole day, but in case that somebody has already finished or anything, I want for you to do the last thing, which is it's not a test because it's not something that will affect your grade or anything. It's just something to see how are you guys the progress. Okay, so it's just a matter of progress purposes. So I will be sharing you this document in a little bit. Give me just one moment. And just don't forget to take a screenshot at the end. That way I can validate and give you your 0.5 decimals, okay? And that's what you will do for the rest of the class. If you're done right away or anything, you are free to leave, okay? But before, let's finish on this and then we could leave, okay? So just don't forget to send me the screenshot. You can send it here on the chat or in a private chat, doesn't matter, okay? So let me just share you the document. So read step by step carefully. If you have questions, obviously you know that you have me here. I didn't directly create the document, so maybe I could be a little bit lost as you guys, but we can figure it out, okay? So let me share you the document. Okay, so there you go. You now have that document. Screenshot, post it on the chat, or send me a private message. Then you're free to go. Okay? Questions or anything, I will be here.
teacher.
Yes.
So when we when we get to the like the final page, we only need to send like a screenshot of all the activities like finish.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
and
it
we
has
send
to
it.
say like you have complete them all.
Okay, so we need to send you for Teams, right? To the private chat.
Yes, please send me a screenshot so that I can provide the point 0.5 decimals to you, okay?
Okay, I send you already.
Okay, sounds perfect. So in that case, I think that you are basically done. So just finish the anecdote if you are not finished, and if you are, then you're free to go.
Great teacher.
Okay, thank you so much, Fernando.
Miss, can I just do this test later? Because right now I'm having a lot of problems with the internet.
Okay. Yes, just make sure that you complete it today, and make sure that you send me the screenshot as soon as you're done, okay?
Thank you, Miss, because is this. make me so stressed right now.
Yes, I understand. And especially if it's like the school's internet that sometimes it's not so trusty. So, yeah, don't worry. And by the way, guys, Cambridge 12 will be assigned today, okay? So that will be due on Sunday, along with the Unit 11. So Unit 11 and 12 will be due this upcoming Sunday. All right. So if you're done, don't forget to send me your screenshot and you are free to go.
Okay, teacher, I'm done. See you Monday.
See you Monday, Fernando. Enjoy your weekend.
You too, teacher.
Thank you.
I'm done with the test, miss. Do I send you the screenshots on the private chat?
Yes, please. Go ahead and send them, and then I'll write you down. And after that, you are able to leave.
Okay, great. Thank you, miss.
Thank you so much, Claudia. See you on Monday.
See you Monday.
All right, everyone. Well, as soon as you are done, just send me the screenshot, and that way I can get your 5 decimals, your 0.5 decimals. And other than that, we are able to leave now. Thank you so much, guys, for being here today. I hope that you get a good, nice, and rest weekend, and see you on Monday.
Thank you, teacher. See you next Monday.
See you next Monday. Bye bye.